everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I wanted to turn on the camera and have a discussion about the new Pat McGrath collaboration with the Netflix hit show called Bridgerton. I have actually not watched that series, and now since there's a makeup collection coming out with the mother Pat McGrath, I figured, you know what, maybe I need to watch that show. I personally fell in love with The Crown, so I definitely need to watch Bridgerton. I just haven't yet, so it's on my list now. Pat McGrath is doing a collaboration with them, and they just launched all the pictures, and once all of the images started coming out, so many of you guys kept tagging me, sending me messages, asking me if I was going to be doing a review on it. And so I thought, let's turn on the camera, let's have a conversation, and let's just talk about it, because I'm not as excited as everybody else. There are a few things that I have learned over the last few days that have made me a little bit more excited about it. There are some things that makes me a little bit hesitant, and I am on the fence. I want to know if this is something you guys want to see. This will launch on December 26th, and normally her collections launch at 7 a.m. my time, which is Mountain Standard Time. So I don't know the exact time. I just know it's going to be the day after Christmas, the 26th. And most of the times when she collaborates, they're hard to get. For example, the Star Wars collection sold out so fast. I was able to get 2 pieces, but it took forever to ship. I got it like a month later. It was bonkers. They had so many orders, and their shipping department isn't the best, just saying. So anyway, that collection was really hard to get. It sold out super fast. And then she collaborated with Supreme and created this gorgeous red lipstick. You guys, this red lipstick I wanted it so bad, and it sold out so fast. In fact, I was on there right at the time it was supposed to be, put it in my cart, and my internet server, I guess, wasn't as fast as everybody else's, because by the time I put it in my cart and checked out, that sucker was gone that fast. I would love to know how quickly it sold out, like the exact seconds, because I have a feeling it's less than 60. But anyway, so the reason why I bring this up is that based on history, when Pat McGrath collaborates, those collections sell out super fast. So I don't know if I'm trying to get a feel for how you guys are feeling. If this is something you guys want me to review, let me know in the comment section down below, and I will definitely pick it up. If it's something you guys are not really interested in, then we'll just keep it moving and move on to the next one. We're going to go through the collection. I'm going to show you guys what's in there. Let's just have a conversation about it. So let's first start with the palette. So this is called Diamond of the First Water palette. This is her 6-pan palette. Now, I did read on her Instagram page that beautiful kind of blue sparkly shade in the corner, that shade is a astral shade. And you can see it kind of has that wet effect when you put it on the eye, which made me want it a little bit more because that's such a beautiful astral shade. So just FYI, it is an astral. So you can see the embossing on the 2 pink shades that has the bee. And then you can see on the corner, it has the embossing of the, side profile of a woman. I'm assuming it's a character in the show, but I've never watched it, so I can't say for sure. Here comes my hesitation. These 3 palettes are the worst Pat McGrath palettes that I have in my collection, besides a few quads. I do have a few quads that I do not like. These Star Wars palettes, I did not like. Yes, they're kind of a collector's item, but as far as quality, they were not that good, in my opinion. Okay, this is just my opinion. And this matte shade is so dry, but crazy pigmented. So I had the hardest time using this because we all know that the Mothership palettes are phenomenal, okay? We all know that. Her 10-pan Mothership palettes are just some of the best textures that you will get on the market, which is the reason why they're so expensive. But the mattes in her Mothership palettes are very pigmented, but they also blend out really beautifully. This palette, this matte was super pigmented, but patchy and dry AF. Like, I had the hardest time with that matte, the hardest time. And I did not love the shimmer shadows. Like this was kind of a chunky mess, and this was kind of a dry and messy shadow. Like this was such a mess on the lower lap. Like if I put it on, even when I went to wipe it, this was a freaking mess to clean up. So this is not my favorite palette. Did not like the texture. This palette is made in USA with imported ingredients, and the mothership palettes are made in Italy. So there's a clear difference with the quality from Pat McGrath when you're talking about what's made in Italy and what's made in USA, because she is using a different lab to create those pigments. And there's a difference. There just is a difference, okay? Same goes for this palette. Wah, wah, wah. I did not like this palette on any level. First of all, I didn't like the shades. I just wasn't attracted to them. And second, this was such a dry, gross shimmer shade. Oh, I just did not like it. This palette, I think, beat them all on being the worst. I do not like this palette at all. Zip. Zilch. These two are the driest mattes. Oh my gosh. I had to start over and like keep working it in and pack it on and keep work. I had to wipe my eyes several times, and I had the hardest time blending these two mattes right here. And the shimmers were just wah, wah. Like I didn't like it. This palette was bad. And again, this palette was made in the USA with imported ingredients. So with my experience on those 6-pan palettes and the previous collaboration with Star Wars, you can kind of understand why I'm a little hesitant about this 6-pan palette with Bridgerton, right? Like, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure that out. So here's the thing though, that those palettes don't have the astral shade, which makes me a little bit more, oh, okay. And I also read on Instagram, obviously it's limited edition. So this 6-pan Diamond of the First Water Eye Blush Palette. So they're calling it an eye blush palette, meaning that you might be able to use those two pink shades for blush, which I don't know that you'd want to do that on a regular basis. That's more of like an editorial type, because those shades are kind of dark. So just, you know, I don't know if that would work for an everyday thing, but okay. But it says it's featuring all new formulations with shades iconic. Okay, so Google doesn't know how to pronounce this, but it says the iconic ingenue. I'm assuming that's how it's said. I'm not sure. But it's an opalescent pink champagne highlighter. Duchess Divinity is a pink platinum metallic, and Regency Blue is an iridescent blue astral. So apparently these three are new formulations. But if the mattes are as bad as what's in those palettes I just spoke about, then it makes me a little hesitant, because I already have a lot of amazing formulas from Pat McGrath in my collection in the motherships, right? So I am just hesitant overall, you guys. I really am. I think that this is a beautiful collection, and I think that if you love the Bridgerton series, then come on, it's kind of a no-brainer, right? Like if you love Pat McGrath and you love Bridgerton, it's like a match made in Crown Heaven, okay? But for me, not having any attachment to the show, which I might after I watch it, you never know, it kind of makes me a little bit hesitant. It just does. So that's my thoughts on the palette. Let's move on to the blush palette, which is the blush, the Divine Blush and Glow Trio in Love at First Blush. Now, here's the kicker though. These are not new shades like this palette. This was during the holiday, right? This was her holiday blush palette. And this palette is also with existing blush shades. I really wish that she would not do that. I wish we could get like new blush shades in these palettes, but anyway, because the two blush palettes from the holiday collection also had existing blush shades. The highlighter was new, but in one of them, but the blushes were existing. So in this Bridgerton collection, you have the shade Cherish and you have the shade Nymphette. That's in the blushes. In the highlighter, it is Venus Nectar, which is the same highlighter that is in the Amber Allure palette. So this is the Venus Nectar, and I don't like this. I don't like this highlighter. It's dry and patchy, and I don't like it. It's a very dry highlighter, and it's not my favorite highlighter. In fact, because this collection has two gorgeous highlighters, I think she could have just put another blush shade in there, because this highlighter is not very pretty on the skin. I like the blushes. Now, she's got great blushes. You can't, I mean, beautiful blush formula. But this highlighter, not my favorite. It's not even that the shade is bad, because I think the shade's pretty for like a medium tan, dark, deep skin tone. This shade I don't think is going to work for those who have lighter complexions. It's a darker pink, but see how chunky it is? Like, if you could see my table, it's just a very powdery kind of formula. And you can kind of see it like picked up a chunk. So that is the shade of Venus Nectar. So not my favorite, okay? Just not my favorite. So with that said, I don't know that I would pick up the blush palette. I don't really need those two blushes. Just speaking as a buyer and not someone who reviews makeup, I wouldn't buy it because of what I already have and I don't need it, right? It is a pretty palette. It is. But you know, the only reason to buy it was probably for the packaging, but it's probably gonna be $50 some. So you have to kind of decide if it's worth it. Okay, let's move on to the two highlighters. Now, these are the Skin Fetish Sublime Skin Highlighters. Now, that is going to be the same type of formula that's in this. So this was her highlighter that she launched for the holidays. This is called Lunar Nude, and this is a really beautiful formula. Not my favorite shade, because this is more of a silver kind of purpley undertone, so it's not my favorite shade for my complexion, but the formula is fantastic. So this formula is just amazing. It's really gorgeous on the skin, and it kind of hugs the skin and kind of gives that light reflect. It's just a gorgeous formula. Really, really pretty. So in this collection, she is going to launch one that's a little bit lighter. It looks like it's probably more of like a silver gold. And then you have a very dark gold. And I don't know. I mean, these are really pretty. It looks like there's like a flying naked baby or something. Yeah, to the crown. That's kind of cute, actually. The embossings on these are beautiful. I would say these are probably going to be more of a collector item. So me being a medium to tan complexion, I don't know that either one of these would work for me personally. So if I picked them up, it would probably be for a collector item, right? That is the reason why I'm a little bit hesitant about getting this collection. I'm curious to hear your thoughts. Is this a collection that you guys want to see? Is this a collection that you want a review on? Because if it is, I will be up at 7 a.m. on the day after Christmas getting this collection. You guys know that I do love to review makeup. That is kind of become my job now. And I want to do it if it's something you guys are interested in. If you're not interested, then we'll just keep it moving and we'll move on to the next collection. I do think this is going to sell out pretty quick. So if this is a collection that you're interested in, set that alarm. Based on the history of Pat McGrath collaborating with other people, they sell out fast. They just do. It is what it is. When you have a genius makeup artist like Pat McGrath that's such a visionary, and Pat McGrath is a very, very special artist in the industry. And when she puts her name on something, people want it, period. And when you also collaborate it with something that people love and have an attachment to as far as something that they've watched and they fell in love with, you guys, it is a no-brainer. This will sell out fast. So set those alarms, get them ready, because that collection is going to go quick. So sound out down below in the comment section. Let me know your thoughts. Is this something you guys want me to review? Let me know. Thank you so much for hanging out with me in today's video. I hope you guys all have a wonderful day, and I will see you guys all in my next video. Love you. Bye.